we've made it. And to give us the closing notes, closing reflections, I'll introduce you back to Keith.
Yeah, thank you. It's the toughest slot, right? So I stand between your travel plans and or the bar. So I'm going to keep it very brief. And in some ways, we ended where we started. So we talked about personal flow, and we used the same definition. So Mo, you missed that at the start, but we did start with the definition that you started with, which is... And then we talked about team flow. We talked about the conditions for team flow, psychological safety, a sense of belonging ultimately, clarity, dependability, meaning, and impact, purpose, and we're making a difference. And then we talked about workflow, and we talked about the difference it can make. And there are many philosophical stances on how do you know you're winning, particularly where you don't get immediate feedback. But we all need to know whether we're winning or not. So Mo covered a lot of, and wrapped it up very eloquently and talked about what that means to him in the context of high performance or elite sport, which I think is super helpful to contrast with organizations. Luan talked about augmenting human capability for decision making based on AI and the tremendous impact that we can make there. Stephen talked about flow and a different way of engaging people and the difference that can make if we make the team accountable for results rather than pushing work onto individuals. Bruno talked about a 12-year journey that was value-driven, VIP, not PIV. So people first, investing in people, and putting the things around them that are needed to deliver ultimately value and profitability, if that's what you're chasing. Jo spoke about coaching and human performance and what she saw from engaging hundreds, if not thousands, of leaders in AZ, AstraZeneca, and her reflection on that. Dave talked about resilience. He talked about neuroplasticity, and he talked about many, many topics that are fundamental in terms of why is it that we do what we do? Why does that make a difference? And Dave's experience was really profound and really moving in equal measure. And we started with Matt, and Matt talked about how does he mobilize an entire organization to be more conscious of the effect that they have on humans. So he started with Grenfell, started with the dynamics that are changing in the construction industry and how that affects people's lives. And he talked about how they were working differently and engaging their organization differently to think about work differently and think about what they're doing. And for those of you who went to the workshops, I heard they were fine too. Was that? So thank you for that. It would be remiss not to thank many people. It's not possible to do what we've done today without the contribution of many people. I want to start with thanking everyone who's attended, because it isn't a conference without people. And it's always the worst thing, right? You come here at 8:30 and you think, is anyone going to come? And then your LinkedIn messages come with, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, the car broke down. Sorry, Phil, you made it. You made it. So thank you particularly to Phil, despite the challenge. But many people didn't make it, so it's not a conference if we're not talking to each other and sharing learning. So thank you for that. Thank you to the amazing speakers, all of you bringing richness of experience and diversity, which is what we were really looking for, to provoke a discussion and provoke our thinking. It's not possible without the sponsors, so Ayabea, Business Map, thank you so much, and Quest, who've just been really super helpful to us as we've gone along, and hopefully you've enjoyed the day. The Museum of Making team, it's a fantastic venue. It's one that we hope stays open for a very long time. It's something that we really want to try and play our small part in. So Annie, Christine, Lisa, and all of the staff who made that possible, I think we should give them a round of applause right now. There are people with a very unusual and suspicious set of skills working in AV. Martin and Isaac from the Conference Works. So Isaac's been with us all day, and it's been flawless, which doesn't seem possible to me, but thank you very much, Martin, Isaac, and Martin. Please pass on my thanks to him. Ben, I don't know if many people saw Ben, but Ben has been taking footage everywhere in the background. He's been squirreling away, and he's going to create a fantastic set of footage that marks the learning and experience we've had. So thank you for that. And on the big screen, Pete, Bruno. Pete continues to draw and summarize graphical representations of all the talks that we've had in an attempt to provoke even further insight after the event. So thank you for that. Two final thank yous, sort of, one for Meat for Good. So our local partner, Meat for Good, who do some fantastic work, Pete and Paul, who connect high-performance sport with businesses in the area, all in the spirit of doing good for the community. That's the basis on which Mo kindly agreed to talk today, and other speakers too. And finally, the Project 4 team. You'll have seen them in the gilets, some looking more stressed than others, but they've all played their part both today and in the lead up to today. And it has been quite profound in terms of their effort and their ability to change shape under extreme pressure, which is what we describe one of the things of flow as. Two special call-outs. One was to John. John's at the back. John Ashton, who helped deliver our first Rich Picture workshop this morning, Picture Flow. John's a partner that we work with, and he's kindly volunteered his time to lay that on for us today. And secondly, for Annabelle. Annabelle, make yourself known. Annabelle has been supporting the team and has done all the messaging, all of the admin's not the right thing, all of the positioning, all of the thoughtful touches around how we position the talks and how it all links together. So it looks far more coherent this year than it did last year, I think, hopefully. So thank you, everyone, because it takes everyone to build these kind of events, and it wouldn't be possible without any one of you. So please all give yourselves a round of applause. Now, there's been a huge buzz. Ever since Tom said there might be prizes, interest in the stickers started to pick up around 2:15 this afternoon. So I was going to do some razzle-dazzle with the prize draw. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to give some of you the opportunity to get more stickers. So if you were to get a silver sticker, and I believe they do exist, and I believe Joe's got one. Joe, I heard, was worried that the prize was dinner with me. So rest easy tonight. That's all good. We've got a few prizes on the go. So let's start with Meat for Good. Meat for Good, fantastic local charity. They run events periodically where they invite inspirational speakers along and develop a network. They've kindly given us 2 extra guest passes for any future speech. So pick and choose which elite professional you want to listen to, and you'll be welcome along to that as their guest and ours. Iobea are offering a free 6-month subscription for an Iobea room. We're offering a 1-day Finding Flow workshop or a collaboration cadence workshop for your team. And I think the thing that drove all the interest was when Tom mentioned the hot sauce. So you could win a bottle of hot sauce if you were one of the lucky few. We're going to give you a chance to get some more stickers, and particularly if you need help, stick around and have a chat with the P4 team. We will record the draw, and we will put it down the Circle app and announce the winners down there, so you can enjoy yourselves. Final thing, we want to create a community. So we have trialed the Circle app today. A number of you have signed up, which is fantastic. That gives you the opportunity to message each other afterwards directly and in private, but it also gives us the opportunity to share some of the content from today down those channels. So we will be doing that. So if you haven't had the opportunity and you want to, please sign up on the QR code. and I lied. Now, one final bit of recognition. So for the past 10 or 12 weeks, it's a bit vague as to when Annie finished, but Annie's been with us as an intern, and you probably know him as the person with the roving mic. That's the role he's had today. But actually, he's been developing a huge amount of new analytics for us to drive insight into the business. So in his 10 to 12 week period, he's been absolutely instrumental in terms of crystallizing some of the things that support us in our decision making. So Jamie has a certificate that he wishes to present to Annie to recognize the successful completion of your internship. So congratulations.